Hello and welcome to Final Whistle. I'm Simon Preston. This is the show where we recap all the action from the 2018 FIFA World Cup. It was day 7, 3 matches, 3 goals and 3 teams gaining 3 precious points. All the goals came from players who applied their trade in La Liga. Well, let's have a look at it. Early in the day, we had Portugal taking on Morocco. Portugal were hoping for revenge after Morocco got the better of the Portuguese team back in the 1986 FIFA World Cup over in Mexico, and the Navigators certainly did. Cristiano Ronaldo getting the goal in the 4th minute, and Portugal now move into the top of the table with 4 points after their 3-3 draw with Spain last week. This goal now for Cristiano Ronaldo is his 7th goal in World Cup history. He's now 2 behind his fellow countryman Eusebio, who scored 9 goals in the 1966 edition in England. So another 3 and he'll be Portugal's all-time leading goal scorer in World Cup history. The second game on the day, Uruguay, they booked their spot into the round of 16 after a 1-0 victory over Saudi Arabia. Luis Suarez, the Barcelona man, he was the one that found the target in minute number 23. That is now his 6th goal in World Cup history. He got 3 in South Africa in 2010, 2 in Brazil in 2014, and now he's opened his account in Russia. And finally, on the day, we had Spain taking on the plucky Iran. And guess what? La Roja of Spain edged the Princes of Persia 1-0 thanks to a goal from Diego Costa. That was his 3rd goal of the tournament, and interestingly, of the 3 goals that he has scored, they've each come from a shot each, so he's been prolific in front of goal. We're also joined by Liam and Giovanni. Let's hear their take on the action of the 3 matches today.
So we had 3 games today. The first game being Morocco, Portugal. The game finished 1-0 to Portugal with Cristiano Ronaldo heading in an early goal in like the 4th or 3rd minute. That eliminated Morocco from the tournament. It got Portugal up to 4 points, which is huge for them. In my opinion, the difference between the two teams which separated them is the fact that Morocco were attacking and attacking and attacking. They just didn't create enough chances and just didn't score any goals, and that's what they did against Iran. That's their problem. They attack, maybe create a few chances, but they just can't score, and that's their problem. And Portugal did the complete opposite. Portugal maybe got 1 or 2 chances, but they were clinical. They scored their chances, and I think that's what separated the 2 teams. Even though Morocco had more possession, were attacking more, Portugal were more clinical, and in the end of the day, that's what's going to win you the game. So that ended up 1-0, and now we're down to 20. Well, at that time we were down to 30 teams, and then we had the next game, Uruguay, Saudi Arabia, which finished 1-0 to Uruguay, another 1-0. That eliminated both Egypt and Saudi Arabia, so now we're down to 28 teams. It was 1-0. Suarez scored in the first half. It was a pretty lucky goal to keep the young keeper, who usually does not start as a keeper. He made a mistake and Suarez kind of just tapped it in. To be honest with you, Uruguay really weren't that convincing. The fact that they beat Saudi Arabia 1-0 and didn't really create a lot of chances, and it's not that convincing, so they'll most likely make it to the round. Actually, no, they've already made it to the round of 16. And when they do play either Portugal or Spain, most likely, I think they'll lose because, I mean, if they're struggling to beat Saudi Arabia, they're struggling to beat Egypt, they can't compare to Portugal and Spain. So, I mean, I don't think they care that much. A win is a win for them. But if they really want to compete for this World Cup, they need to play better football, especially against better sides. And in the end of the day, I was actually proud of Saudi Arabia coming off a 5-0 loss to Russia. They played much better. They attacked more. I've found they attacked more, and they gave themselves a chance. That game eliminated them. But I think in the end, the difference between the 2 teams was experience and non-experience and quality. Uruguay are probably more experienced and probably have more quality than Saudi Arabia, and I think that's what kind of won the game for Uruguay, especially in the quality side with Cavani and Suarez and Godin and all those guys. So the last game, which was a pretty intriguing game, Portugal versus Iran. That one also finished 1-0. So we had 3 1-0s today. Diego Costa scoring a pretty buck-ups goal in the second half. He kicked the ball and it hit off Iran player, and then it hit back off him and went in the goal. So yeah, it finished 1-0 to Spain of Iran. I don't know if I said Morocco first, but it was Iran. They played Iran, 1-0. Spain, before their goal, were attacking, and finally they got their goal. And after that, Iran realized, okay, we have to at least get a draw. So Iran started attacking. And against a Spain side, when you have about 30 minutes left, they didn't have enough time left. When Iran started to attack after they conceded, and then, first of all, you can't do that against a Spain side, which is so good defensively. And they didn't have enough time. So, I mean, they just didn't get that equalizer. And luckily to them, they actually scored a goal technically, but it went back to VAR, and the VAR called it offside because the cross was sent in, and the Moroccan headed it, and it hit off someone who was offside, and then he went and shot it in the goal. And they celebrated like crazy. They went to their substitutes and celebrated. And lucky to them, they called it back. And then minutes later, a guy headed it just over the bar. So, I mean, they could have tied it up, but I guess, first of all, they didn't really take their chances. And second of all, they started attacking way too late. They didn't really have that much time to try and score an equalizer. Okay, so that was the 3 games today. All one loves. Tomorrow we have 3 games. We have Denmark versus Australia, France versus Peru, and Argentina versus Croatia. So first game, Denmark versus Australia. I'm gonna go for a draw, especially because Australia put up a good fight against France. So I'm gonna go for a draw. I'm gonna say a 2-2 draw. I think both teams will score a good amount of goals. Next game is France versus Peru. I'm gonna also say a draw for this one because I think Peru, coming off of losing to Denmark, know they need at least a draw for this. So I'm gonna say a 1-1 draw. And then next game, last game, Argentina-Croatia. Argentina need a win in this one. Croatia don't need a win, so I'm gonna say 2-1 to Argentina. All right, so Giovanni, what do you think about the matches that play today and the matches that are going to play tomorrow?
All right, well, thanks, Liam. Well, firstly, one of the things that popped out in today's game was the fact that all 3 games finished 1-0. I think Uruguay have had a good defense so far. Diego Godin and Jimenez both played together at Atletico Madrid. The problem, I think, was that Uruguay, Edinson Cavani and Luis Suarez have not seemed to figure it out as yet, how to strike together, or so far in this tournament at least. And I think, so they played Egypt and they played Saudi Arabia. When they go up against a better team, not Russia, but in the second round when they go up against a better team, they'll probably need to score goals in order to go through, because those other good teams will also have good defenses. So it won't be a case of Uruguay just keeping them out. And it will be a lot more difficult to keep out the likes of Diego Costa or Cristiano Ronaldo. So they'll need to score goals. So I think for the first round, having a good defense is good, but definitely against Russia and before they go into the round of 16, they need to figure out and sort out that attack. The other thing I saw today was that Cristiano Ronaldo scored and Luis Suarez scored, but both of their goals came from really poor defending. Good quality strikers, but I find it kind of funny how both strikers of that quality were left unmarked in the 18-yard box going into, a game against a smaller team. You think the smaller teams will be more aware to know that if there's any player on the opposing team that you don't leave unmarked, it would be a Cristiano Ronaldo or a Luis Suarez. The third game today, we saw Spain defeating Iran 1-0. Again, I think goal scoring might be a thing that the Spanish need to look at. Yes, Iran played decent. Yes, Iran had a solid defense, but when they go into the second round again, you'll need to be able to score not only 1 goal, but more than 1 goal to go through, because the other teams have good attacks as well. So 1 goal might not necessarily guarantee you victory in that game. So those are the 2 things or the 3 things that really stood out for me in today's game. All in all, they were very solid games, not the most exciting day because, as Liam alluded to earlier, we only had 3 goals. So we've definitely had more goals. Russia have scored 8 goals in 2 games. So it just tells you about the goal scoring. As it relates to tomorrow's game, yeah, from some good competitions. Denmark versus Australia, I think that's a pretty even game. For some reason, I can't see that game finishing in a draw. A low-scoring game, probably a 1-all draw. France versus Peru, I see France beating Peru. I think France need to get it together from their first game where they barely scraped past Australia 2-1. So I think France need to come out a 3-1 victory for France. And the second game, Argentina versus Croatia. Two very good teams. Two teams that I think are matched when you take all things into consideration. So Argentina, Croatia, I think probably a 2-all draw for that game. That's my prediction for the game that will be played tomorrow.
Well, thanks, Liam. Thanks, Giovanni. Those are our junior analysts giving their take on the matches so far in the 2018 FIFA World Cup. 20 matches so far, 45 goals. How much will we end this tournament with? Well, only time will tell. Just to let you know of some of the matches on for tomorrow. Denmark taking on the Socceroos of Australia, France taking on Peru, and Argentina against Croatia, a rematch of the 1998 FIFA World Cup in France. Well, that's final whistle for today. I'm Simon Preston. Thanks very much for watching, and stay tuned for tomorrow's edition where we recap all the action from Thursday.